Hey guys, it's Martina here with Moon Landing. Super excited to have our special guest on here today. We have Miami-based DJ and producer Ambrose.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to be here with you today. I know
Yeah.
you stopped on your tour, massive, for your last show of the summer in Miami, running late tonight. How are you feeling?
I feel good. It's nice to be home for a little.
Yeah.
Um, we're in the middle of the Saints of Summer tour, so we did a lot of South America. We continue next week. I go to Peru and then Ecuador, Colombia. So it's nice to have a break at home,
Yeah.
repack.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, of course. Well, we're super excited to have you. Tonight's going to be a sick one. What can the people expect for your show tonight? Any surprises? What's that looking like?
A lot of unreleased music,
Perfect.
for sure. And then, just new sounds. I've been traveling a lot, so I think you meet new producers, new cultures, so I tend to always come back and play a little different when I'm home.
Nice.
And, you know, every set's always going to be different. I like to just have fun, and we call it shooting off the hip, so that's how we don't prepare for sets in that manner. We just have fun, and
Yeah.
you feel the vibe. But,
Play your sound.
yeah, you play your sound.
Nice,
So.
nice. Speaking of South America, you've been on a run. You just came off that tour. How was that? I know you've been very vocal. You are Peruvian, and you've been very vocal about your support for Latin artists and the scene in South America. So, what did that tour kind of mean to you? I know you were a staple piece of Taraka, which is massive. So.
Yeah. I was fortunate enough to be invited by Gordo on the Characa tour, and it started in Ecuador last year, and then we kept building it and kept building it, and we would tap in with the scene, and I think they're so welcoming, and they're so focused on the music there, and it's a different kind of culture.
Yeah.
So as a DJ, it's like your dream is to go play there. I know DJs who've played every major festival, they still want to go play a Lost Beach in Ecuador.
Yeah.
Or they want to go play in Peru. They want to go play in Afters in Cartagena. These are like super welcoming rooms, but very musically cultured.
Yeah.
And they know it. They know their stuff.
Yeah.
So being able to be a part of that and continue growing my brand there it's a blessing.
Yeah.
And it never gets old. You want to play it every day.
I'm sure.
It's that kind of a crowd in South America. It's amazing. Yeah.
I'm sure, and you're hitting so many different venues.
Yeah.
So many iconic venues.
And we have family. We have family and friends that go to shows there that live there.
Yeah.
I have a lot of cousins in Peru, so for them to come see me play is like, it's just cool.
A dream.
Yeah, it's a dream. It's really cool.
How's that? How do they, I guess, kind of react to where you are now? I mean, you had a journey that you started off as a vocalist, and in a short span of time, you grew your brand, and you have blown up in the past 2 years. Massively successful, and you found your sound. How did that happen, and kind of how did you make that decision to where you're now?
So I think I've always had a music background. I was in orchestra. I played violin, guitar. I've always been into music, and then I was doing a lot of songwriting and top lining, and then I had my own artistry as well. But the DJing it just transpired. I had gone actually on Gordo's tour.
Okay.
And this was like prior to me playing, and I was just more so like a fan and a listener, and I would just watch. I loved seeing the freedom of being able to play these different genres, and the reaction of the crowd, the energy. So I took it up, and we had a really strong 2 years. I'm fortunate too. I have a sick team. I have Luke. We have Marissa now. We have so many people that are believing in the vision.
Yeah.
And pushing us forward. So that's something that's been a huge impact, is having also a home base. I live in Miami, and
Music scene is
it's
flourishing.
flourishing, but it's one of those things where you have to win your crowd. Doesn't really matter like where you come from. And fortunately, I've just had a great support system that I've had friends come to like 10-person shows. I've had them come to 2,000 people shows, and they all pull up.
Yeah.
So Miami's really my home, and I think that's a huge part of it was me having a good bass.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
like written in the
they weren't like
stars.
this kid's crazy. Like they just came to my sets. Like it didn't matter.
Yeah, yeah, of course, and you know your stuff.
Yeah, and you don't forget it. So I think as the shows continue to grow and the countries expand, I'm gonna always try to keep that close.
Yeah.
Those people.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it helps you stay true to your sound, which is something
Yeah.
that I think a lot of people notice about your sets are very like electric, very high energy.
Yeah.
I've never had a bad time on one of your sets.
Thank you. That's good.
What is your sound, I guess, like in your eyes? What does that like kind of look like the evolution from where you started to now? What are you kind
Right.
of going after now?
I think I'm just trying to play good house music, right? Because there's so many genres that kind of like define it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you'll find DJs that are scared to tap into like I'm an Afro house DJ, so I'm not going to play minimal. Or
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
minimal
they limit
DJ.
themselves.
I have to exclusively play this. I can't play a melodic record at 7
Yeah.
a.m. So like that's fine if you want to be exclusive to your genre. I think it's cool. But for me, I love being able to hop around based on the room, based on the country, based on the lineup.
Yeah.
So I don't think you asked me this, but I'm going to give some advice.
Advice, please.
Yeah, to DJs who are upcoming and just like trying to find their sound is to try to find the sound.
Yeah.
Don't be like, I make tech house. This is my like you might like it for 6 months, then you might want to do progressive.
Yeah.
Or you might go to a show in Ibiza and now you love this genre and you come back. It's okay to like switch it up and play different in Tulum, play different here.
Yeah.
So it's just having an open mind helped me a lot with that whole process. And I think not being jaded towards like being a DJ for so long, I kind of came in fresh.
Mhm. Yeah, fresh.
I've mentioned Gordo. He's an incredible mentor and someone I can look up to and just be like, man, like the guy's so dialed in musically.
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge advantage. And I love looking for new music. I play different every set. You're going to hear tons of different songs.
We're excited.
It's more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't limit yourself.
Right.
There's a lot out there. There's a lot of sound in Miami, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just the whole world. There's so many, you can go catch a good set of anyone and be like, wow, I love that song.
Yeah, exactly. I think you can hear that through your songs, too. I was going to ask you, Starstruck, and
Yeah.
I Like the Way You Kiss Me, Blowing Up
Yeah.
everywhere. Your tracks have had a lot of momentum and very quickly, and I think that's something that I noticed, is that, like, they don't sound the same. They don't all sound the
Right.
same. Was there any of those tracks that, like, I guess there's a backstory to any of them? What's your favorite of your own catalog? Kind of interested to know, like,
Yeah.
what your inspo is behind the songs you've done well with.
I love the record Mariposa we put out.
Yes. Went number
It's-
3 on the charts, right?
Yeah, that one did really well, and it's actually more of an electronic record than I would probably make now.
Yeah.
And sometimes even people will use it for promo, and I'm like, it sounds so big compared to like what I'm making.
Yeah.
But that's just like the thing, right? Like you're always adapting.
Yeah.
And then the way the Starstruck record came to be, and we just did another one, I Want to Know, that's doing well, was with Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre is like, legend in minimal, super OG. He's super tapped in to that sound. And before I was really making house music, I would, he like invited me in to just like see a studio, and I was doing vocals on the records. And releasing with those labels are so important and so unique because they like define, the culture of like the sound, and those parties are super cool. So he definitely let me in to his world.
Yeah.
And I'm appreciative of that.
Of course.
Because I was just so new.
Yeah,
and I still am very new.
I mean, it's massive.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel to collab with these like
That's huge.
legends?
Yeah, it's great. And it gives me just an inside track.
Yeah.
So then, when I go play these parties in these countries, I feel a little more, tapped in, and educated on it.
Yeah, of course. Grow your knowledge.
Right, literally.
You never stop
yeah.
learning.
Yeah.
And this especially. So, I mean, I know that your tracks have also come from. I saw you mention once that it was kind of like they could be personal. Is there any
Right.
track of yours that you think like really speaks to you when you hear it? You like any definitive track that for you was like,
Yeah.
I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, I mean, they
Any
all
post
they
that you mentioned?
No, no, no. I mean, they all have their own story. I think I made this record called Alone with another really good producer, Michael Gerald, who we actually met in New York, and we were on the same lineup at Somewhere Nowhere. And you meet sometimes, and you're like, we're gonna make a song, and it never happens.
Yeah.
With him, it happened, and it's a very like melodic progressive record.
Okay.
Which is another genre.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's another genre I love, and it's just a really personal story. Like every lyric, and it's real. It was a very just real story of where I was going through my life.
Yeah.
And sometimes you make those and they don't come out. And
Of course.
You're like, damn.
Maybe
like,
the vision was for you. And
yeah,
just for
yeah,
you.
which is fine. But this
Yeah.
one ended up coming out, and then I just released Moet.
Yes.
Yeah, I released Moet last
Banger.
month, with Something Light.
Mm-hmm.
Who they're really, really, really cool minimal tech house label,
Yeah.
and a lot of Latin influence. So it's nice for us to have that too.
Yeah, of course. What do you think the next, I guess the next like big thing for you is? I think before that I would like to know, you've been to so many different places.
Yeah.
You've been to so many, like you've been on so many lineups, headlining and so many iconic venues. What was one show that you played that was like the most memorable? I know you played in Peru. That must have been
Yeah.
very like meaningful. Salón Amador.
That was great.
I know there's a lot to choose from, but was there ever like a moment where you were on stage and you kind of like thought like, oh my God, this is for me, or this is like a significant moment for me?
I mean, Peru for sure. The first time we played in Asia was pretty amazing because I got there and the room was building, and then I looked up 10 minutes later and it was like 2,000 people.
Yeah.
It was like a very fast transition to that.
Yeah.
And then last week I played in Portobello in Brazil. And
Exciting.
we played in El Fortune Club
Oh wow.
with Victor Lau, Gordo, Hardy Lima, and it was like just a very surreal moment. You know, like so many legends have played that
Yeah.
stage, and that was one of those moments where you look up mid set and you're like, you kind of have to, like, you collect yourself. You're like, man, this is crazy. Like it's an amazing crowd in Brazil.
Yeah.
So welcoming,
Yeah.
and they just running late. They go late. Like they go 8, 9 a.m.
They know how to
Like they are there. They've been there since 10. They're going to be there till 8, 9 until you stop, until the button stops. So that's the difference of playing there. It's
Yeah.
it's like an honor for
Yeah.
a DJ. You know, so I think having the chance to be accepted there is like, that was major for me.
Yeah, like a rite of passage.
No, it was unreal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What is next? What can people expect for you? I know you have the tour.
Yeah.
I guess tell us a little bit about that. What is your vision for the tour? What do you want to kind of accomplish with each show and in general? What's the story behind it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're trying to look at it as how many continents and countries we can reach.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm still building a lot, so I think every show is a chance for me to go, you know, touch, you know, fans I already have, but also make new ones.
Yeah.
And it doesn't end really at the show, right? Because we love playing afters.
Yeah.
Always play afters, and if you don't, you might not
We're the
you might
after.
not be cut out for it. If you don't like afters, DJing's not.
I agree.
So I think like we try to always tap in with like the actual culture there, and whether it's like dining or whether it's shopping, we just always want to make a connection with whatever country I'm in.
Yeah.
Is really important because you're gonna go back, and you're gonna know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And also, I think, you know, you can meet some amazing people, and you build those relationships past like being in Ecuador or being in
Playing
Cartagena. Like,
in
yeah, they come to Miami and it's just, you always build those friendships and producers as well. I meet incredible DJs, incredible producers that are on these lineups,
yeah.
and it's just, I don't know, it's all love.
Yeah.
It's all reciprocative, and it's just like everyone's on the same team.
Yeah. I think also like what you said, like by like going to a restaurant, for instance, and meeting somebody in Brazil that's from there, like
Right.
you kind of can gauge your audience like subconsciously, like how you
Yeah.
can play, like you kind of understand the culture a little bit more on a deeper level
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you don't really like realize.
Because so many
You know
people,
what I mean?
so many people, and there's nothing wrong with this, but they go to their shows, right?
Yeah.
And they'll be in the hotel till like midnight, and then you play your show and they leave, and like that's one way to do it, but I highly suggest if you can go a day before,
Yeah.
like see it, like tap in, walk around the culture, go to the mall. We always go to the mall.
I know.
We get to a new country. If I've never been, we go straight to the mall. It's the meeting point, and then you figure it out. from
Yeah.
there. It's a really good tip. If you ever go
Malls
somewhere.
in South America are cool.
Yeah.
They're a little cooler
they're
than
much
here.
cooler than here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think try to embrace where you're at. Go eat something you haven't eaten. Don't go eat McDonald's in Colombia. Like go figure it
good.
out. Go try something.
Yeah.
And just being, I don't know, we're always open-minded.
Yeah.
Every country you're gonna try something cool, meet someone new.
Yeah. Meeting the people. I know you're very supportive of other artists. Even though you're on the come up, I mean, in 2 years you've accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
You've had massive success. So tonight at the show, the lineup, what stood out to me was that like all of you are in tune with your sound. Everybody has like a distinctive way of playing.
Yeah.
And you're all rising stars in house music. So like how does it feel to do your B2B with Luffy? Like how
it's gonna be great.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
There's a
he's
lot of
cool.
support coming from South Florida.
Yeah. I think it's cool that we're both from here.
Yeah.
And we get to do it in like the Mecca, which
Yeah.
is Miami.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited. And before me, NSJ is playing, who's fire.
You have a
We
track with
of
him
course. We have
coming
more coming
out?
We have more records. Great producer, DJ. So I think it's the people are gonna get a good show.
I'm excited.
It's one I would go to.
Fabulous.
wasn't
Thank
there. I
God.
swear to God. It's a good vibe. Yeah.
It is. There's a lot
And
of
it's
support.
a great venue.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
going to be something different for Miami. And it's putting you guys up there to show what you've
Yeah.
got. So we're very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Anything else that fans can look out for in the coming year?
A lot of music, for sure. We're also going to announce some more North America in the fall.
Nice.
We haven't been forgetting about it. It's just it's a lot of South America and Europe season.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a lot of North America come the fall. And, hopefully work towards getting some festival stuff done as well.
Yeah.
But, all in time. So
Dream Festival?
Dream Festival. I would say Coachella.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the greatest festivals.
We'll see you there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
2025.
Manifest.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Well, I mean, that is all for today. It's been super, super incredible to watch you grow as an artist.
Thank you.
I think I met you 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
your sound has evolved a lot, and there's a lot of people that can say the same. So congrats.
Thank you.
And keep it going. It's going to be a good year. We're excited
Yeah.
to see you tonight.
It's going to be a good night.
Yes.
Let's go.
Thanks.